Yeah, here is my fiber optic fabric. And I have not cut it yet. So, let me get out. So like for the ponytail part, this is one of the sections. And like for the butt tail, it'll be 2 sections on here. So it should still be light enough where it flows. And then I'll have where the batteries come up to the back section, and then it's gonna connect to the front for the skirt here. And each piece, so I have two sheets of the fiber optic fabric. Each sheet has 2 battery packs for it. It lights up on either side and is controlled by 1 remote. So in total there'll be 4 of these and 2 of these that I'll have to carry around. And like I said earlier, when I showed this, you do have to be slightly careful with it, that you can't fold these so they're completely like stiff in a crease, because of the fiber optic little pieces, they will end up breaking. Creates just a bit of a knot though. Okay. And I'm actually going to switch it over to this camera now. So you can see all of the light up part. So they're huge sheets. But you have to, when you work with this, there are, like, you can't cut it like normal fabric because the lights only go horizontal in this direction. So if you cut your pattern this way, all of the lights are gonna go horizontal and it'll look funky. As well as, if you see here, this little piece here, all of the lights are connected to this one strand in this section, as well as this one in this section. And there's 5 sections on each side. So you have to make sure that your pattern, wherever it sits, if it goes into 2 of these sections, you have to use both of these for that one section if you're cutting it out. And I'm gonna add some weight to this so it'll stay on. Okay. So for here, and you can end up cutting these wires and you can resolder it to do different lights. So what I'm gonna have is for the, if you see the image over here, the skirt, Okay, there we go with those. And these, the remotes will turn them on. And I'm gonna turn off the light so you can see it's not gonna light up too much on this side just because of my monitors, but that side you should be able to see a little bit more. So yeah. Chair, go down. It's not gonna go down, so go. But yeah, so here's what it looks like in the blue mode on this side, and this is with the reflection on the monitor. But it has 4 colors, so it has the blue, it has the red, it has the green, as well as a white color. Not really white to me, but I have personally not seen really any other cosplayers use this. It is a little pricey, to be honest. So that was one concern with this, but I use leather for a lot of my cosplays, and this is actually cheaper than leather, and I justified this because I'm not using leather for this cosplay. So it was kind of a trade-off of, well, do I do that or this, and I decided to go with this. You managed to catch up, awesome! But yeah, it also has different settings, but I'm probably, for this cosplay, I'm either, depending on once I do my airbrush paint job, it'll either be this white color that's not really white because it has this kind of weird like jellyfish look, and in her headpiece it has that as well. It actually, it's not just the, like the image that's there, it goes up and down with a vibrant kind of color. Unfortunately I can't do that with this. It's just gonna be like on and off. But this one kind of feels more like it. But it does have a flash mode. Use it as curtains to see how long it takes someone to... Oh yeah. I actually, where I saw this was, I saw someone online, they had made some like rave clothing out of this. And stupid expensive shirt, but you can sew it. You just have to be careful, you can't bend it, it has to be hand washed. I'm not exactly sure how baby, like, you have to treat it, or how delicate. I haven't worked with it too much yet. But I will be cutting off a sample of it to do airbrush testing on it and kind of see, I need to do a battery testing to see how long do they last. For my Ariel and Tyrael cosplay, I actually have, they were... I wish Crimson was on. He helped me with it. What is it? 12 volt or something, or I don't know. I had some battery. He helped me with a lot of the lighting on that one specifically, just because I'm not too good with like soldering of the lights. But with that one, I had to change the battery out with the lights on just about every hour. Where this one, these aren't anywhere near the batteries that I use for that. But it also has a strobe, which is this. Not too much of a strobe, but... and then it has a fade. Possibly. Yeah, the other lights that I had, I could control the colors a lot more. This one, it only has like the 4 options, so I don't know too much, but there is like a color in between that looks really, really good. Like it's right there. And then it goes to too dark. And then it has a smooth. But those are the options. And what I was talking about earlier with the patterns is, so I'm going to change the camera. So if you see here, they all come from these main segments. And for like my patterns, let's see if I can find a small one. Okay, So here's my shoulder piece pattern. This part down here is what is going to be made out of this material. So let's say, for instance, I was to put it right here in between these two. I'd have to use both of these strands, which would make it a little more difficult and not as useful. So I had to prearrange kind of where they all go, and this one is going to end up being like in one section, so it fits directly under here, and it will be cut to there. If I was, most of them go just straight, so it should all fully light up. The one thing is, if I was to have it, say, like at an angle like this, you see here, from here to here, where I would cut it, if you cut this section, none of this would be lit underneath it. So I just have to be more aware of how it goes. So it's a slightly more difficult product to use, but hopefully, cross your fingers, it'll all work out good. Yay, light show! Can you use them as bed sheets? They actually showed it as bed sheets. Now, I don't really know how functioning that is, or if it's just a decorative bed sheet, but I don't know. You can't crease it though. That's the only thing. But yeah, the sheet, it goes out that much farther to kind of see. So, but that is my fiber optic fabric that I'm going to be using for this cosplay. Exciting. Lights on. Sorry for everybody that just got blinded. But yeah, the one issue I have had with it though, just by having it for like the few days that I have, it frays really bad. So there's a lot of little threads, like the bottom over here, it's all fraying, and some of the fiber optic pieces are actually like coming out of it. So I'm gonna have to do some glue on the edges, and hopefully none of it will discolor it or have any issues with it. I don't really know, so I have to do a bunch of tests. But yeah. That is what I have. And this is the cosplay that I'm doing right now, which is Xeno'jiiva Beta Armor set from Monster Hunter World with the Fire and Ice dual blade set. And this is actually what I use to play the game. So, I'm not gonna probably start another cosplay anytime soon, unless I get another commission. But that is what I'll be working on the next streams for the next month or so. Fold it back up. I just had to be, like, for transportation on this, it's very lightweight, but I will have to be careful with how I pack it, because it can't get squished. So I'll have to make sure each segment that it's in, like I put a bubble wrap under here, so I'll have to kind of pack things more carefully so it doesn't get creased and it's in its own little compartment rather than like around something. You can see all the little fraying that's coming off of it.